Okay, everybody, welcome back to Survivor Garage 1969, and this is a little tool review. What I have here is a Clutch 29-gallon air compressor. Try to get up in there. It's got 175 psi tank holding capacity, and it is oil free. Now, the reason why I purchased this, my old Craftsman that I purchased back in 1995 finally gave out. Now, it was a 30-gallon and it was a single stage 5-horse, but it has seen a lot of use. A lot of body work, a lot of sanding, a lot of grinding, painting. I did a few vehicles with it, and it finally conked. And the reason why that I'm replacing that, my large compressor is in 60-gallon Ingersoll Rand, and it's a commercial rated compressor, but I always like a backup in case something happens. Many years ago, I was doing a vehicle, and right in the middle, I had air compressor failure. And I desperately tried everything to get it going. And to sum that story up, the job went to crap, and I had to start from scratch on it. So now, the Craftsman was a 220 volt. My Ingersoll Rand is a 220 volt. And like I said, it's heavy duty, but this one is 120 volt. Like I said, this is a backup compressor. Now, the CFM rating on this compressor will not keep up with my HVLP DeVilbiss spray guns. For a high pressure gun, it's fine. I actually did a test. I still have some of my DeVilbiss high pressure guns. It's actually what I done the jam on the door with, and it's what I'm going to do the jam on the car with. So I did a little test the other day. I just filled a cup up. They're both siphon feed with water, and I set the PSI on this or at the gun at 40, and here at the compressor I set it at 90, the gauge on the right, and to see what would happen on a consistent spray. And the compressor kicked on, this compressor kicked on about 90 psi, and it kept up. I see no deviation in the pressure at the gun, so it done good. So if push ever came to shove, if I was in the middle of painting, something happened to the Ingersoll Rand, I'd have to resort and get out my high pressure guns, but I have a backup. So now this compressor, with a completely empty tank, being an oil-free compressor, it took about 9 minutes to fill. But when it drops down to 90, and say you're not running a tool, it's under 3 minutes to top it back off. But like I said, this is a backup, and good warranty on it. Northern Tool, their support, their staff is very, very good. I've dealt with them in the past on tools, and yeah, and it's got two. Let me get up here a little closer for you. You have two air receptacles here for your hose, and it's just the way it came. But they're the small, basically your small female or male fittings that you can buy at Harbor Freight. They go right in. And then but yeah, it's a nice compressor. It's really heavy, and being a stand-up, because this will go in front of the car, actually where I had the other compressor. The other one was a horizontal, and it took up a lot more room. This one will give me a little bit more room, in what room I don't have in the garage. And then but that's why I purchased this. as a backup, because this is crazy. This car, out of all the vehicles I have done in years past, and I've done some pretty rough situations, floors and quarters and wrecks. Oh my God. This car here, my Camaro, I have never run across anything like this. I hate to say it's been a battle. I'm not giving up, but it's been a tough one. So in there, and for me being older and a little crippled up, that doesn't help the matters any. But that's why I bought this. So I have a backup, and took a bungee cord to hang my line on the side. I rigged up a little water trap, and actually the trap is a little too close to the unit. They should be further out the line, but I can't have a whole bunch of whatever. So whatever it catches in there, because it's zip tied to the unit itself, and I do have a filter on the gun. So, but yeah, and then like I said, I got a good deal on it from Northern Tool. Actually, it was off of eBay, because they do put items on eBay. And but yeah, it's like I said, it's a nice unit. It's a nice backup unit. Try to give you a little side shot here of the motor stuff, if I can. Oop. And it's not too terribly loud, and I'm not really worried about noise. Just if I need it, I got it, and it'll do the job. And I don't care how loud a compressor is. Some people are kind of funny about that. No, I don't care about that. Let me get around this side here. And right here, it's your air filter. It does have replaceable air filter. But yep, so that's the what I had to get. Like I said, it was to replace the old one, and I got a lot of good run out of the old compressor. The Craftsman, the 30-gallon. It was a good one. I can't complain on it. And because now, like this, I will use when I go to spray the jam on the car, and then I'm not going to fire up the larger one, and this being 120, it'll somewhat kind of save on electric a little bit. And so anyways, but yep, this is the little tool review. The Clutch 29-gallon, 175 psi, and with a larger tank, because I thought about a 20. With a larger tank, the motor's not going to cycle as much to keep the tank full. So you've got air in reserve, and you also have higher pressure that's going to keep you running for a while before the unit has to kick on. So if this helps you in any way to maybe make a decision on something, if you're not doing a lot of painting, yeah, I think this would be fine. I don't see any problem with you painting an entire car or truck with this, with a high pressure gun. But for continuous use, or if you're just going to use it for air tools, yeah, you're fine. And but painting, with your spray guns, depending on what kind of gun you got, they'll definitely consume some CFMs. So okay, on the next video you will see where I seal prime the jam on the car, passenger side, and then I will paint the color on the car here in the garage. But fender, gonna have to wait until I get the car out of the garage and get something set up. So okay, thanks for watching my videos. Appreciate you. Hit the thumbs up. Every little bit helps. Have a great one.